Good morning, guys. How y'all today? Guys, today we out in the greenhouse today. And it's an old cold, dreary, rainy day. About 34 degrees outside. But I done come in here and turned on that diesel heater and it's got it nice and warmed in here, which I just turned it off so it wouldn't be making racket while we're trying to talk here. And guys, that diesel heater, if any of you been watching my videos and wondering about that diesel heater, that diesel heater has been working great. I done it a lot of nights just practicing. Now I got plants started down here and everything is doing good. Now y'all see my plants I got started down here in the bottom. I put them in here. Of course, I know some of you heard this story. I put them in there so I ain't got to heat the whole greenhouse at night. It just heats up this mini greenhouse. But I'm about to get that overflowed and they're gonna have to start setting out on the shelves. Plus I got my other one started indoors. So that was I start out down there so I ain't gotta spend much on fuel or electricity heating on them cold nights. And then I got my diesel heater. Well, the next issue I was having with our weather here, it might be 30 degrees at night and the next day get up to 70 with the sun shining. Of course it gets way too hot in this little greenhouse. And if you'll remember back, I put the box fan in the back window, had it set on this little fan on thermostat control, and that worked good if I'm here to where I can come out here as the temperature warms up and open this window on this door, or either open the door so the box fan could suck the air and blow it right on out the window. Well, one day I had to get up and leave early and it got hot that day. By the time I come back, my tomato plants down here was wilting down and they was sitting down low when they done that. I said, well, I got to come up with something else. Cause y'all know this window on the back end of my greenhouse is on a greenhouse hinge. And it opens up, it starts opening up about somewhere around 65 degrees, I believe it is. It'll start opening and then hotter it gets, the further it opens. So I got on Amazon and I found this 12-inch fan. Now this 12-inch fan got the little louvers on it, so when it comes on, it opens up. Now this fan ain't got no brand name, it just says on the paper here, exhaust fan. With the operating instructions and stuff. And it also comes with a fan speed control. Now, I ain't so sure I'm gonna wire this up yet, because what I'm gonna do is have it hooked on my fan temperature where it comes on and off when the temperature. Now of course, now that I'm moving this fan down here, I had it where it was working good at about 80 degrees down there. That box fan would come on. But I'm thinking I'm gonna hang this right here. And now I have to play with my temperature, but also I think this 12-inch fan is going to pull more air than that box fan anyway, because it's just the way it's made. It's smaller, but I think it's going to pull more air, plus it's going to be pulling air. That window's going to be opening, so it's going to be pulling air through. But if for some reason this fan still don't satisfy me and don't pull enough air, I can always put another one right over here on this side and have it hooked to this same little thermostat controller. But I'm just giving one a test here first. This here is just a fan on temperature controller. Guys, this here you can get off of Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's. They're actually made to go in your attics of your house to turn on the vents, the heat vents for your roof vents, to turn on your roof vents. On and off. They ain't very high in price. Like I said, I can't rightly remember. I'm somewhere around $15. I don't think it's over $20. If I remember right, I may be wrong. Somewhere around 20 bucks. But anyway, I think I'm gonna mount that right there. And that'll be wired into the fan. And if I'm gonna use this, the way this thing's made, it's made to plug into your power. And then I have to come from this wire and wire it into my temperature controller here, and then come on up into the fan. Now another thing, in case you don't know it, my greenhouse don't have power run to it out here. I just use my greenhouse just for my seed starting time of year. I don't try to grow stuff in here during the winter or nothing else. So I just have an extension cord run out here because I don't have no power out here to this garden area or anywhere. So I just run an extension cord out here for them couple of months that I'm doing this. So I ain't got no fancy wiring and all of that stuff. I ain't trying to impress nobody or anything like that. Matter of fact, back about 25 years ago is when I was impressing somebody, and that's my wife. And lo and behold, there's days I think back, man, I wish that wouldn't have worked out. But nah, I'm just joking, guys. But anyway, I'm not worried about impressing nobody anymore with nothing. I'm a person that believes in if it works, it works, and that's all I need. Kind of like the old ranch farmer said one time. A temporarily repaired fence is a permanent repaired fence as long as it's holding them cows in. Well, that's kind of my attitude about things nowadays. Kind of been that way all my life, to tell you the truth. But anyway, I'm finna get to wiring this up. Like I said, this here temperature controller, the way it's made, you can't wire it. It has to plug into your power source. The plug that plugs into the bottom will be your wire going to your fan. If you was just doing this, you take this cover off and wire it up just like that and plug it in your power and you'd be done. But I'm gonna split these wires off right here in this temperature controller. And I got that video I'll attach above if you want to go back. I think I went in a little more detail about what wire goes where on this thing, but today I ain't gonna take it back apart and do that, show y'all. I'm just gonna wire it up here and see what we can do. Now at the time, I ain't cut my plastic on the outside of this greenhouse because I'm gonna make sure this fan does work before I cut my plastic. I should have done that before I ever installed it, shouldn't I? Let me get these old glasses on so I can see. Let's see, you got a hot side and a ground side. Guys, I had to turn the heater back on because it's cooling down in here too fast today. So I turned the heater back on, and that's what y'all gonna be hearing over there, that ticking sound. Has this little metal plug you have to break out. You can do it on the bottom, on the side, or on the top. I'm going to mount that box there so it can hold it while I'm trying to do the wire. But I'm going to start back over, because I'm going to cut part of this wire to go right here and use that from there to there and the other piece from down to here. Now guys, I don't know if this would be better if the controller was behind the temperature. I think would be best. So when the temperature controller kicked the fire on, then you could adjust this if you wanted to. But the way this is made to plug into your plug, for me, I'm gonna have to put it this will be plugged into my hot extension cord. And then the wire will come out of here and go to my temperature controller, fan on controller, and then to the fan. Because I'm probably pretty much just going to have to leave it on high, so when this kicks on, it's already going to have fire to high. If this don't work, all I'm going to do is remove this and plug this plug straight into my extension cord and just not have a fan speed controller on it. Because I ain't going, with the way this is, I ain't going through the trouble of trying to. I'd have to have another end. I'd have to have a female end and another male end in order to wire it up that way. So I'm going to see if it'll work. If it don't, I'm just going to remove this and not have the speed controller. I said I wasn't even going to fool with the speed controller no way, because with me, when it's hot enough to need the fan on, it needs to come on and run wide open anyway, so it can keep the heat sucked out. Especially being a smaller fan like this. But we'll see how it does, what it does. And guys, I have wire strippers in my shed, but I never use them because I don't think about them. And then when I'm doing something like this, I ain't gonna walk back in there and get it. I'm gonna just do it the old school way. But I will tell you, if you're doing it the old school way with a knife, when you cut this outside insulation, look and make sure you didn't cut any insulation off of them other 3 wires. That's where a lot of people will mess up using knives. They'll cut that first insulation and they'll cut their wire, and then when they put their stuff together, it'll touch and short out. So if you're gonna do it the old school way, you gotta look and make sure you ain't cut your other insulation. Now right here we're gonna wire our hot straight to hot. We're going to break the ground wire with this. And how this temperature control thing works is like points. They'll be open, and as the temperature gets hot, they'll close and make contact, and therefore it sends fire to the fan. Then when it goes back down below that temperature you got it set on right here, the points open up and break the contact. So, at this point I'm going to just plug it up just to see if the fan comes on. And it does. So I need to unplug it because I ain't cut the plastic out there. So I know that worked because I turned my temperature all the way back down to 50 degrees and it made it come on. But right now this thermometer says it's 50 degrees in here. That's why I had to turn the heater back on. It done got too cool for me. So right now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to cut the plastic and staple it around the outside, and then we'll come back in here and finish working on this. And right now I'm just going to staple it good before I cut it. Now guys, I have some of this greenhouse batting right here, this black stuff. I'll come back and put a piece over that and staple it good so that can't pull loose. But also I'm gonna cut it a little long right here. And leave that hanging over so that water will hit that and run over it. I can't do it today because it's raining, but when I put that batting on here, I take some silicone and glue that plastic to where to stay on top of that fan, and it'll make that water run off and it won't run down in there and rot your boards. Same thing down here, which some water is gonna get in there, but I'm gonna put a bead of silicone right here, and when it's dry, just to keep that water from. You are gonna get, if you get a hard rain, yeah, some water will blow in there, but try to stop as much as you can. But that's good enough for right now, and I'll take care of this on another day when it ain't wet. Before I put any of this back together, put that in there and tape this up good. I'm gonna plug this controller up, and we're gonna see if it's gonna work this way. So you got an off, there's high, and guys, it works. It works even though it's hooked up before this. I was worried about that. I didn't know if it was going to work with my fan speed controller in front of this box, but it does. There's high. But we're going to turn that off because I can feel it sucking that air in here, and it's too cold to be running the fan. Now, to show you that the controller works, I'm going to turn this temperature knob right here back up to like 70 degrees, and you see the fan goes off. So now it ought to automatically, if that window starts open at around 65 degrees, I'm going to try to have this set. As soon as that window starts making a little crack, I want this to go on and come on. And I'm going to have it on wide open so it'll be sucking air as it's warming up. That's the game plan. So right now, I can put my wires in here and get them all taped up and fasten them there a little bit neater. Decide how I'm going to have to fasten this some way. You can see I just got an extension cord running here, and the extension cord goes back there to the back to me a plug in back there with a splitter on it. So I'm gonna have to come up with me a little game plan how I'm gonna do that. But right now I'm going to get me a cup of coffee, and then I'll be right back with y'all. Nothing's better than a good cup of coffee. Whether it's on a cold day or a hot day myself. Gonna zip side that right there just so it can't be flopping or moving. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do down here. Go look at my shed and see if I got me I got a box with a plug. I'll make a regular box here. Let me go see what I got in the shed before I decide what we're going to do and finish this little project. Alright guys, there's the finished product. Now I had a old plug and box there in my shed I found. So I just made me a kind of a plug slash junction box right here, and when I run my extension cord in, I just run it through the door because there's a little crack at the bottom of the door. I plug it in right there. And then when I do, this plug here's got electricity, and I got a cord that runs around the base, and I got a plug back there in the back where I can plug in grow lights or my battery charger to my heater or whatever. Now, I'm gonna leave this on. It'll just be on high, and I'm gonna turn it because it's set on 70 degrees. We're gonna turn it all the way down. And you can see when it got to 50 degrees, it come on. Now, for some reason you in here and you don't want the fan running on high, which I can't see me ever having it anywhere but high, you can turn the speed of the fan down if you want to. But like I said, I can't imagine ever being in here and turning the speed of that fan down. It's probably always gonna be on high, and I probably could have wired it bypassed this little piece and not even had the controller on there. So we're gonna set this back up there to around 70 degrees. Because the way our weather is, if not tomorrow, the next day it's gonna be back up to 70 degrees, and I'm gonna walk out here and I'm gonna look and see if it's on, and I'm gonna look and see if that window's open. And then, like I said, I'm gonna try to adjust this to where this fan kicks on as soon as that window starts cracking. And if for some reason this fan ain't sucking enough air for me, I can later on put another right on this side just like it. But that's gonna be a big help to me. Like I said, in case I forget, or I'm gone one morning and forget to open the window on the door, that'll help suck that air out of here. Cause like I said, it's got that big window on the end. That's like a 32 inch by 32 inch window opens up, so it can suck a lot of air. And I looked on the paper just a minute ago, and it don't show on there how many cubic feet a minute this 12-inch fan pulls. But I want to say, when I looked it up on the site, it was saying somewhere around 1,000 cubic feet a minute, which, if I looked at that right, that's up there to about the same as that 20-inch box fan there pulls. But we're gonna try it out. But guys, I hope this gives some of you some ideas how you can rig stuff up like this real cheap. Also, you could put a fan like this. If you got a portable building, you could rig it up. Once it gets so hot in that building, that fan will come on. That's really what I need in my portable building right there myself. But it's been there for years and ain't never had one, so I don't guess it's sense worrying about it now, is it? But guys, I hope this does give some of you some ideas. If you got some other ideas that's better than this for a little mini greenhouse like this, put them in the comments below. If you like these type of videos, please give me a thumbs up. That way I'll know to keep doing these style of videos. But I hope y'all have a great day. God bless. See y'all next time.